Listen up. You want to be weak? Stay soft. Stay comfortable. Stay scared of the grind. Keep hiding from your fears and excuses. But if you want to do something in this life, something that leaves a mark, you've got to become dangerous. I'm talking about being dangerous in a way that makes people second guess everything they think they know about you. Not dangerous like you're out there hurting people. No, you've got to be dangerous to the comfort zone, dangerous to your own limitations. Because guess what? Most of the people you know are living life at 40%, 50%, they're soft, they're weak, they're terrified of their own potential. And you can't afford to be one of them. Every day you have a choice. You can stay in the easy chair, binge watch your life away, or you can step up and crush it. It's not about talent, it's not about being born special. It's about what you do with the 24 hours in front of you. Every second you waste is a second you're not sharpening your edge. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. If you're staying in the same place, doing the same things, avoiding the hard stuff, you're not growing, you're stagnating. The moment you start to get comfortable, you stop improving. Comfort breeds mediocrity. It's a trap that feels safe, but it's a lie. Real progress comes from being willing to embrace discomfort, to put yourself in situations where you feel challenged, where you feel like you're about to break and then keep going. That's where growth happens. Think about it. Every time you push yourself, every time you step into that place where you're uncomfortable, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally, that's where your limits are being tested. The discomfort is your signal that you're on the right track. It's telling you that you're moving beyond what's familiar, beyond what's easy. It's telling you that you're fighting for something more. If you're not feeling uncomfortable, you're probably not reaching for anything higher. Your body and your mind are going to try to convince you to stop. They'll tell you it's too hard, that it hurts, that it's not worth it. But the truth is, it's only through this discomfort that you start to break through. When you push through the pain, the resistance, the fear, you develop the resilience that separates the average from the exceptional. That resilience is built one small, uncomfortable moment at a time. There's a difference between being tired and being defeated. Tiredness is temporary, defeat is a choice, and every time you quit, every time you give in to the voice telling you to stop, you're reinforcing weakness. You're telling yourself that it's okay to stay small, that it's okay to avoid the pain. But that's not how greatness is built. Greatness is built in the moments when everything in you wants to give up, but you don't. When you feel the weight, the pressure, the fear, and you keep moving forward anyway. There's a saying that goes, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, and that's the truth. If you're only doing things that are easy, you're not growing, you're just maintaining. Life doesn't wait for you to catch up. It doesn't care if you're comfortable. So if you want to level up, you have to make discomfort your new normal. You have to train your mind to welcome it, because that's where the magic happens. It's easy to make excuses when it gets tough. The voice in your head will tell you to quit, to stop, to give up and try again tomorrow. But the people who rise above, they don't listen to that voice. They make the discomfort their ally, not their enemy. They know that the pain, the struggle, the discomfort, it's all part of the process. Without it, they wouldn't be who they are. And without it, you won't be who you're meant to become. So when you're tired, when you're sore, when you're mentally drained, don't pull back. Push forward. Don't run from the discomfort. Run through it. Your future self will thank you for it. Success isn't a one-time thing. It's not about a burst of effort or a big win. It's about the grind, the daily commitment, the consistency to show up day in and day out, no matter what. You can't just show up when it feels good or when you're motivated. You have to show up even when you're tired, even when you're not seeing immediate results, even when everything in you is screaming to quit. Consistency beats talent every single time. The people who succeed don't rely on bursts of energy or inspiration. They rely on the habit of showing up. They built their routines around discipline, not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. You can feel fired up one day and completely drained the next. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline gets to work even when you don't want to. And that's the secret to long-term success, sticking to the process when the novelty fades, when the excitement wears off, and when the grind becomes monotonous. That's when the real work begins. Think about the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the top performers in any field. They're not just good when it counts, they're good because they make it count every single day. They practice, they refine their craft, they put in the hours, even when no one is watching. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They create the perfect moment through sweat, repetition, and persistence. They understand that excellence isn't about doing things perfectly all the time. It's about doing things consistently and doing them with enough effort to make improvement inevitable. Most people quit too early. They expect results too soon. They put in a few hours of work, see no immediate reward, and then throw in the towel. But success isn't about the quick payoff, it's about the long game. It's about stacking small victories over time until they turn into something massive. You don't run a marathon by sprinting the first mile. You build endurance, pace yourself, and keep moving, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. And with time, that steady pace gets you further than you ever thought possible. Consistency also requires a level of focus and commitment that most people aren't willing to give. It's easy to get distracted, to chase the next shiny thing, to jump from one idea to the next without finishing what you started. But the truth is, mastery and success don't come from trying everything and quitting halfway. They come from sticking with something long enough to see the results. They come from choosing a path and refusing to quit, even when it gets tough. And when you can do that, when you can stay focused, when you can show up day after day, when you can push through the boredom and the hard days, that's when you become unstoppable. People think success is about finding the right moment, the right opportunity, the right break. But the truth is, success is built on showing up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when it feels like there's no payoff. It's about being relentless in your pursuit, not because you know the outcome, but because you believe in the process. If you can stick to the grind, if you can commit to the work day after day, you will find success. Excuses are the enemy of progress. Every time you listen to the voice in your head telling you to stop, to take it easy, to give yourself a break, you're feeding into your own weakness. That voice is full of lies. It's the voice of your comfort zone. It tells you that the pain is too much, that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it. It whispers to you that you deserve rest, that it's okay to quit, that maybe this isn't for you after all. But if you listen to that voice, you will never grow. You will never achieve what you're capable of. We all have a choice. We can listen to the excuses, or we can choose to keep going, to keep pushing. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed stop listening to their excuses. They drown out the noise in their head and keep moving forward. They make the decision not just once, but every single day to work harder, to fight through the doubt, to ignore the self-imposed limitations. And they don't just ignore them, they crush them. Every excuse you make is a wall you build between yourself and your goals. Every time you back off because you don't feel like it, you're choosing weakness. But you don't have to choose weakness. You can choose strength, you can choose action. Excuses are the easy way out. They give you an out when the going gets tough. They let you off the hook when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when the path ahead seems impossible. But the truth is, there's always going to be a reason to quit. There's always going to be a reason to stop. The difference is that the people who make it don't listen to those reasons. They find a way to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against them. And that's how they become unstoppable. Everyone has their own set of obstacles, their own reasons why they could give up. Life is full of challenges, and we all face struggles that seem insurmountable at times. But it's not about avoiding the challenges, it's about how you respond to them. Do you let them define you? Do you let them control your path? Or do you use them as fuel to push forward, to rise higher than you thought possible? Your mind is your biggest obstacle. Your body can take a lot more than you think, but your mind will always try to pull you back, tell you to stop, remind you that you're tired or not good enough. But you have to fight that. Every time you ignore the voice of doubt, every time you keep going when your brain is telling you to quit, you're training yourself to be stronger, to be tougher. You're building the mental toughness that separates the people who make it from the ones who don't. Excuses are a mental trap, and if you fall for them, you're robbing yourself of your potential. You have to recognize that excuses are nothing but a way to justify weakness. They're a way to keep you stuck where you are, to keep you from growing, to keep you from becoming the person you were meant to be. And the worst part, they make you believe that quitting is okay. But quitting is an option for people who want more out of life. You want to be successful? You want to be great? Then stop letting excuses control you. When you start rejecting every excuse, you'll realize that nothing can stop you from getting where you want to go. Nothing except your own decision to quit. Your mind is the battlefield. Everything you face, every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of doubt, everything starts and ends with your mind. It doesn't matter how strong your body is, how talented you are, how much potential you have. If you don't control your mind, you will never reach your true capacity. You will always be held back by the limits you impose on yourself. The greatest enemy you will ever face is the one inside your head. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool, but it can also be your worst enemy if you let it control you. It will lie to you. It will lie to you you're too tired, too weak, too slow. It will convince you that you're not capable, that you don't have what it takes to go the distance. And if you listen to it, if you believe those lies, you will quit before you even begin. That's how most people live their lives, held back by fear, by doubt, by the stories they tell themselves about what they can and can't do. But here's the truth: your mind is not the enemy. The enemy is your inability to control it. You are not your thoughts. You are not your doubts. You are not your doubts. You are not the negative self-talk that fills your head when you hit a wall. You are the person who decides what those thoughts mean. You are the one who chooses whether to give in to fear or to push through it. And the more you practice taking control of your mind, the stronger you become. The key to winning the mental battle is simple. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to start seeing pain as fuel, not as a reason to stop. You have to learn to embrace discomfort, because that's where the growth happens. Your mind will tell you to avoid discomfort, to stay in your safe zone, to take the easy way out. But if you want to be great, you can't afford to listen. The more you push yourself, the more you expand your mental boundaries. And the more you expand your mental boundaries, the more capable you become of handling whatever life throws at you. This is where mental toughness comes in. Mental toughness is the ability to push forward, even when everything in your body and mind is telling you to stop. It's the ability to ignore the negative chatter and keep moving in the direction of your goals. It's the refusal to quit when the going gets tough. And mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you build over time through consistent effort and practice. Every time you fight against a voice in your head telling you to give up, you build mental toughness. Every time you stay focused on the goal and push through the discomfort, you strengthen your mind. The best part: mental toughness is the foundation for everything else in your life. It's the key to success in your career, your relationships, your fitness, your personal growth. When you control your mind, you can control your actions. When you control your actions, you control your destiny. The mind will always be a battlefield, but it's one that you can win. And when you win, everything else falls into place. The path to greatness doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment or for the conditions to align. The path to greatness begins the moment you decide to walk it, even if you're not fully prepared, even if the way ahead seems unclear. You have to stop waiting for the right time, because it will never come. Life doesn't operate on your timeline. It moves forward regardless of whether you're ready or not. So the question isn't whether you're prepared. The question is whether you're willing to take action right now in spite of the uncertainty. The truth is, most people are stuck because they're waiting for the perfect conditions to start. They want everything lined up, every detail figured out, every possibility accounted for before they take that first step. But that's not how it works. Action is what creates momentum. It's in the doing, in the striving, in the pushing through that the clarity and the direction will show up. The answers don't come when you're sitting back waiting. They come when you're in the trenches figuring things out as you go. You can't predict what will happen next, and that's part of the beauty of it. If you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. If you wait for everything to be easy, you will never grow. The people who succeed are the ones who take imperfect action. They start before they feel ready. They don't waste time wondering if they're making the right choice. They make the choice and adapt along the way. They know that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. They know that the path is never a straight line, and there will always be bumps, detours, and setbacks. But they don't let those things stop them. They keep going. They make the decision to start, even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain, and they trust that their commitment to the process will lead them where they need to go. You can't wait for the stars to align. You can't wait for everything to be perfect. The moment you make the decision to act, you take control of your future. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. It will be difficult. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question, whether it's worth it, moments when you feel like quitting. But if you can push through those moments, if you can stay the course, if you can keep moving forward, even when the path seems unclear, you will begin to build something that's unstoppable. You will gain momentum, you will learn lessons, and you will develop the strength to keep going. The longer you wait, the further away your dreams get. The longer you wait, the more chances you miss. And the longer you wait, the more you allow fear and doubt to control your life. But when you take action, when you stop waiting for the perfect moment and just get started, you take back control. You start creating the opportunities you need, and you begin the process of turning your goals into reality. The perfect moment will never come. The time to start is right now. So take the first step, even if you don't have all the answers. Move forward with whatever you've got and trust that the journey will unfold the way it's supposed to. The more you do, the more you will find the clarity, the strength, and the courage to keep going. Start now. You'll figure it out as you go. Thank you for watching the whole video, and please subscribe our channel to see more such videos.